He is, and we're excited. We're excited about getting LT rolling, and he's a guy that since I've been here, he has been a remarkable leader. I think. From the first day I walked through the door, that guy bleeds blue, and is a true Tiger, in every area. And when he got hurt, that was it really it hurt me because just to see the way that he had worked and prepared for spring ball and the way that he was performing, and we knew it was a little setback, but I think you see with his rehab, it's been absolutely incredible the job that he's done, and I'm so fired up to see him on the field.
What does he bring to you guys on the field? Because he's a great kid, but he's also really talented.
Yeah, he is, and he was having a phenomenal spring, and you see, he's got great size. He's got a good, really good first step. He's a guy that can be quite impactful for us, and so getting him back, he's going to have some rust, and he's been practicing and trying to get back to the speed of the game. It's part of a process, but he's definitely capable of being a very special player.
Any trepidation about bringing him back against an option team like Tulane with all kind of crowd blocking and things that they do?
No, this game, this game is a violent game, and it doesn't matter, who you're playing or where you're playing. There's always going to be risk. There's risk at any point, and I tell you, our athletic training, group and has done a phenomenal job with his rehab. He's put in a ton of work and we would never put him in a position that to put him in harm's way. But he's back and ready to go.
What about his like he said, he'd have been on the sideline cheering his team on and acting like he was going to play the game. And I'm sure you as a coaching staff saw that.
Oh yeah, and he's like I said, he's a wonderful teammate. He's a really good football player, and when he couldn't contribute with his play, that's one of the things we challenged him with is that he had to continue to contribute with his eyes, with his energy, with his encouragement to his team, and I think he did a great job of that. Tony's a young man that is so very versatile, and we saw flashes of it, this last spring of all the different things he can do, and I think as you going through the season so far, we're 5 games into it. He's got a blocked punt. He's got a kickoff return for a touchdown. A lot of great catches, touchdown runs. He's so very versatile in the skill set, and so it lets us be unique in how we can get him matched up, and different variety of ways to get him the ball. And so you take all things he is as a player, he's even better as a young man, and so it's fun getting a chance to coach him.
When you come into a new situation, and you see Tony Pollard, like what do you see first? How do you make the decision to make him mostly running back as his prime responsibility?
Really, I didn't get to see any film on him because he redshirted last year. But he was a guy when I came out to bowl practice that he was running on a scout team. And I saw a flash, and I thought that he was a very unique skill set. A guy that could do different things, and that's where I wanted to start him. I knew Sam when I saw Sam what he could do. I thought they were very similar, and seeing those guys develop and be able to do that together has been pretty impressive.
The kid from Memphis, is he the kind of kid that you want to keep in the city and represents everything?
Yeah, that's the kind of kid that I want my children to grow up to be like. He is unbelievable, and he's over a 3.0 student. He's a guy that does everything he needs to do academically. Tremendous teammate, tremendous young man. I'd be proud if my daughter and my son grew up and people could view them like I view Tony Pollard. They've done a nice job.
Have you been to Pollard's?
Actually, I have not been there yet, and so that's on my to-do list. I'll be getting there this spring.
People describe Tulane as a triple option offense, but not, I guess, like Navy. How would you describe, I guess, their offense?
Yeah, they're very versatile. I think they've presented over 110 formations this year in formation varieties, and so you have got to be sound. You got to be able to play with your eyes, and then trust your keys and react. And they're so very multiple in what they do, and they've got some good personnel to do it with. So I think when you see what Coach Fritz has brought to their program, it's definitely a challenge to stop, and you got to play assignment football.
You guys had the one bus trip to Ole Miss, but now you're getting on a plane and going for the first time this year. Are you looking forward to see how they respond, something different like that going on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we talk a lot about. It's our first conference road trip. It is a business trip. Every time we put those suits on to go to Liberty Bowl, it's a business trip, and so nothing really changes. It's just maybe a little adjustment to our schedule, but we're going down there with one purpose and one focus, and that's to maximize this step and work hard for a victory.
What is would you say, the most difficult thing about this trip? The last couple of years they've played Tulane and handled them fairly well. Now, with a 4-1 record, 1-0, it's always easy to look past a team that you've beaten, fairly handily.
No, I mean, there's in college football nowadays, I think our guys have an understanding when you sit there and you see scores from across the country. You go out there and you play the game. You have got to bring your A game every single week, and this is a team that is very capable. This team is very capable against no matter who they play, and so we know we've got to come out and play our best game. We've got to be able to maximize our opportunities on offense, defense, and special teams. But I can trust you. I can assure you that our guys are not looking past anything other than this one step.
When you rewatched film in the first half, I guess, on offense, what stood out? Were there things specifically that you didn't notice live?
It was pretty much what I expected. I thought we were awful in our execution, to be honest with you. I think we went 20-something plays where we didn't have 11 guys doing. Well, I'm sorry, the first play we had everybody doing the right thing, and then from that point on, I think we went about 20 plays with about whether it might have been 9 or 10, but guys all doing something, but maybe just a handful not executing the plan. And when you do that, you put yourself in a hard position to be successful. And so that's what we talked about at halftime. And I thought our guys did a nice job there on the last drive before the half. That looked like a football drive. And, we were able to go out there and we put together a couple plays. We went in at halftime, and to be honest with you, there wasn't a whole lot of yelling. There's a little bit, but not a whole lot of yelling. It really, guys, man, this is where we're at. I mean, there's a reason why we're unsuccessful, and there's nothing. I mean, they had some good players, and they're a good team. They're going to win a lot of games. But if we've got to come down to our base execution, if we'll do that, regardless of who we play, I like who we have and what we can do.
Yeah, talk about Jannard Avery. He got the AC honor roll this week for his efforts against.
Jannard's a phenomenal player. Has had a great start to this season. We've challenged him to continue to improve and with his versatility. Everybody sees Jannard as a pass rusher and a pass rush specialist, which we think that he is, and very impactful there in the backfield. But I think he's showing now just the versatility that he has in his game with his second pick six. Really, we know teams are going to key on him. We know teams are going to always know where he's at. But now that you can see him dropping in coverage and being able to be impactful in the passing game as well as just what he's doing as a pass rusher, it really helps our defense and our team.
Any health updates on any Jarius? I know Sharif got banged up on
Yeah, Sharif, he was able to do a little bit there today on the side. We'll get a better sense of where he's at tomorrow. For us, this was our Tuesday practice, so hopefully we'll be able to see him do a little bit more tomorrow and prep himself, getting ready, through Thursday and, hopefully being available for the game.
Who's backing him up at that spot?
You got Curtis Akins and then also Darian Porter there at the linebacker spots that can all basically man the two positions between him, Jannard.
I noticed that Patrick Taylor didn't get a carry. Is there any reason why?
No, it was really, it was kind of unfortunate. We knew that he did not, there, but and I'll tell you what, you talk about an unbelievable young man. He wants to get out there and carry the ball every single time. But after the game, it just kind of we didn't get in a rhythm there offensively there early, and then in the second half was a lot of the explosive plays. I mean, we had it's always in our mindset to make sure that he's getting opportunities to impact the game, but it just didn't happen. And I know Coach Dickey and myself went up to him and he goes, "Coach, I mean, you don't even have to say anything. I mean, I'm so fired up that we won." And he goes, "I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna work harder in practice." We had our Sunday night practice where our young guys get a little extra work, and he brings out his pads because he wanted some extra work, and we had to pull him back just a little bit. But that's his mentality, and that's why not only is he a really good football player right now, that's why he'll be a great player for the rest of his career.
I noticed that you recruited by helicopter Friday night.
Yep.
Was that for effect, or just so you could get to a bunch of different places
I think for it's a great effect in a lot of different ways. I want, when I got the job here, I talked about recruiting Memphis, and everybody, no matter who would have ever gotten the job here, would have talked about the same thing. But I believe it's in what are your actions? What is the excitement that you have for the schools that are here? What do you have for what is your excitement for the local athletes? And our first day of spring, our first 2 days of spring recruiting, we had 100 high schools in the local area. My first opportunity to really get out and go see games. We wanted to do it in a grand fashion. I like when the games are going, circling around a couple times and blowing off a couple hats and making everybody look up because they know that the Memphis Tigers are coming to see them. And I thought it was a great way to travel. I didn't have to worry about any traffic. It was Coach Dickey was a little nervous on some of the bumps. It was a little windy night, but that's how it should be done. And if this is a priority, if this city's a priority for us, then we need to treat it that way. And so, the high school coaches here have been incredible, and we're just trying to do it the right way for them.
How many games did you hit?
We're able to hit 3 games. We had 7 schools during the day and 3 games that night.
Another recruiting-related question. There was a proposal last week to have 2 early signing periods, one in June, one in December. Are you in favor of that? And how would that change your?
I think that presents there's a lot of positive thoughts when it comes to the early signing period. With who's being offered, the slowing down the process in a sense of how many schools are offering a variety of kids. But it also, I think, can be for the welfare of the high school coach and the student athlete. I think it provides a lot of challenges here moving forward too. Just in when are the contact periods going to be allowed, because they're going to have to expand that to an earlier age. And there's so much development that needs to happen. And I think that's a very fine line on just how early you're going to, and I've seen the proposal on how early you're going to allow that to happen, and whether that's truly what's best for the student athlete, because there are so many changes. Football is such a crazy game, and I think that just the earlier that you push that, I don't know if you're going to see kids develop as much in the high school ranks, because of maybe they've already signed their scholarship. They've already done that, rather than continuing to build and develop to be the best they can possibly be.